Good morning to all. Today we will discuss on heterojunction laser. The discussion goes like the principle, work construction, working, applications and advantages of heterojunction laser. First we'll see what is heterojunction laser. This is the same as that of homojunction laser where more number of layers are produced with different materials. Here a PN junction is forward bias, so the electrons in the N region and the holes in the P region which crosses the PN junction, that is barrier potential, and recombine each other. During this recombination process, energy is released in the form of photon. This photon stimulates the other photons, electrons, and to recombine. So, the stimulated emission takes place and laser light is produced. This is the principle of heterojunction laser. Now we can see the heterojunction laser diagram. Here we are having different types of materials. Gallium arsenide as p-type, gallium aluminum arsenide as p-type, then gallium arsenide p-type material, then gallium aluminum arsenide n-type material, gallium arsenide as n-type material, which are sandwiched, and both those are connected with electrodes of upper and lower. Here this is connected with the battery in order to have a forward biasing. In the middle junction, that is gallium arsenide and gallium aluminum arsenide, that is PN junction, laser is produced. Now we'll see the construction of laser light. This laser consists of 5 layers. Here the third layer, that is gallium arsenide, act as an active medium. Here the laser is produced. This layer is kept between second and fourth layers, that is gallium aluminum arsenide p-type material and gallium aluminum arsenide n-type material. The upper and lower electrodes help for the flow of current to the diode while biasing. The ends of third and fourth layers are well polished and parallel to each other. Here this layer is acting as an optical resonator which will give the highly intensified laser beam. Now we can see the energy level. Here we can see the energy level diagram where the conduction band has positive holes and negative electrons are in valence band. Here is the band gap between a conduction band and valence band. In the third layer, the electrons or stimulated electrons are producing the laser beam between n-type and p-type material. Now we'll see the working of heterojunction laser. The diode is forward biased with the help of upper and lower electrodes, that is anode and cathode. Due to forward biasing, a large number of electrons and holes are produced in the second and fourth layer, that is in p-type and n-type layer. These electrons and holes are injected into third layer, that is our active medium. The electrons and holes are continuously injected into the third layer until the population inversion is achieved, where the number of atoms in the higher energy level, that is excited level, is greater than number of atoms in the lower level. That is called population inversion. Population inversion is necessarily needed for a laser production. Now some of the electrons and holes recombine with each other. They emit photons spontaneously during this recombination. These photons, which stimulates the injected charge carriers to emit more number of photons. These photons are reflected back and forth between the PN junction. It increases the intensity of laser beam, that is called optical resonation. Finally, a laser beam of wavelength 8000 angstrom is emitted from the junction. This is the working procedure of our heterojunction laser. Now we will move on to advantages of heterojunction laser, where the output is continuous, not like homojunction laser. Power output is also high and it has high directionality and coherence. It has some disadvantages. Cost is high and it is very difficult to grow different layers of PN junction. In this, we have seen what is heterojunction laser, the principle, construction, working, and applications of heterojunction laser. Thank you.